In this video, I'm going to show you how to do some different advanced formatting options in Google Docs. Hopefully you're all logged in. So along the top, I can see this banner of different options to, I'm going to say, make the document a little bit more fancy. If I click on it, you can see that it's highlighted in blue, and that means that it's selected. So if I click on it, that means that I've selected it. That's what I want my page to look like. Let me show you. So from now on, I am going to have a bold, italics, that means slanted, underlined, strike through, blue text, highlighted in yellow. Wow. I'm going to type the same thing. Okay, so looks cool, but will my teacher be able to read it? Probably not. So I need to be smart about my formatting tools. I'm going to start by just unselecting everything, turning this back to the right text, turning my highlighter off. It looks good when I'm typing. So let's kind of understand what the different things mean. So I'm going to go down here by clicking the return button on my keyboard. If I click on the B, it's going to make my font bold or thick. Oops. Gotta turn it back on. Bold. Going to click return to go underneath. This is what italics look like. I'm going to turn off my bold and turn on italics. Italics is a slant. I'm going to click on the return button. Here's what underline looks like. Click on the return button. Here's what strike through looks like. Here's what it looks like if I change my font color. So for example, I changed it to blue. Turn that off, back to black. And then this one right here is my highlighter. So like if something was really important, I could highlight it. So now let's look at the rest of the options. Right now I have this blue square around these lines that are to the left. That means it's going to put all my text to the left. If I'm going to click on the return button, I want to show you what it looks like. I'm going to turn off my highlighter. If I click on the lines that are in the middle, this puts my text in the center of my screen. If I click on the return button on my keyboard, I can try the next one. Let's click on the one where all the lines are to the right. This puts my text all the way over to the right. What if I want to make a list? I'm going to put my text all the way back to the left and click on these ones that have the little dots. So this is good if you wanted to list different things. For example, your teacher wants you to name 5 fruits. You could say apple, click on the return button, banana, orange, raspberry, and strawberry. All right, so that's awesome. If for some reason I didn't want something to be a part of the list, I could just tap on that dot and the list kind of bullet is what those things are called, goes away. So I'm going to put it back on. Now I'm going to click on the return button. If I click it a couple times, it goes underneath. These numbers right here make a list also, but it numbers them. You get the idea. If I click on these ones with the arrows, it kind of just pushes my cursor, this blinking black line over. For example, let's say I wanted to write my assignment, but I wanted to have an indent in the beginning. I'd click on this arrow over. See how my cursor, that black line, jumps? I can click on it to the right and it will continue to move my text over. Or I can tap on the one with the other arrow and it'll bring my text back. There are other formatting options. Let's pretend that I made a big mistake. Oops, I deleted a bunch of stuff and I didn't want to. I can click on this little like swirl arrow back, I'm going to call it, and it's undo. And I can keep tapping it until I get my stuff back. There are more options under the plus, and I'd call those even more advanced options. So if I wanted to add like a picture or a table, we might talk about those later. This A with the line has even more options about how to change the size of my text or even more styles. The last thing that I want to show you how to do is how to share your document. So under these three dots is a very important feature called share. And this is how I actually get my paper that I wrote to my teachers, because if I'm writing it and it's for an assignment, my teachers want to see it. So I'm going to click on the share and export. I'm going to click on the share button at the top, and I usually just type in my teacher's last name. For example, if it's going to Mr. Sheets, I can choose either one of these email addresses. Either one of them will go to him. I can just tap on it and it's going to go to Mr. Sheets. Let's pretend that I wanted to send it to Mrs. Backstrom. There she is. I can click on either one of those email addresses and it's going to go to Mrs. Backstrom. You simply click on their name, and in the bottom right hand corner of this bubble is, I'm going to call it a paper airplane. It sends it to them. They'll get an email saying that I sent them my assignment. I hope that helps.